Lesson 102. I share God's will for happiness for me. You do not want to suffer. You may think it buys you something and may still believe a little that it buys you what you want. Yet, this belief is surely shaken now, at least enough to let you question it and to suspect it really makes no sense. It has not gone yet, but lacks the roots that once secured it tightly to the dark and hidden secret places of your mind. Today will lose its weakened hold still further, and to realize that pain is purposeless, without a cause, and with no power to accomplish anything. It cannot purchase anything at all. It offers nothing and does not exist. And everything you think it offers you is lacking in existence like itself. You have been slave to nothing. Be free today to join the happy will of God. For several days, we'll continue to devote our longer practice periods to exercises planned to help you reach the happiness God's will has placed in you. God's will has placed in you. Here is your home, and here your safety is. Here is your peace, and here there is no fear. Here is salvation. Here is rest at last. Begin the longer practice periods with this acceptance of God's will for you. I share God's will for happiness for me, and I accept it as my function now. Then seek this function deep within your mind, for it is there, awaiting but your choice. Then seek this function deep within your own mind, for it is there, awaiting but your choice. You cannot fail to find it. When you learn, it is your choice, and that you share God's will. Be happy, for your only function here is happiness. Be happy, for your only function here is happiness. Be happy, for your only function here is happiness. You have no need to be less loving to God's Son than He whose love created Him as loving as Himself. Besides these hourly 5 minutes rests, pause frequently today and tell yourself that you have now accepted happiness as your one function. And be sure that you are joining with God's will in doing this. End of lesson 102. I share God's will for happiness for me. This is not in Course in Miracles, practical application of how to do this. Today I'm going to help you to achieve this in a way that might be very simple and easy. I'm going to ask a question, and all you have to do is to allow yourself to say yes. And what is really important, that you allow your feelings to respond to the invitation. Because unless you feel happy, you could be enjoying a happy idea in your mind, but until it is deeply felt, it will not sustain itself. So first we connect to it, then we allow ourselves to give it. So here we go. Could you allow yourself to feel happy? And just say yes. Because we're doing this first time, notice a tiny little glimmering of genuine happiness that's deep within you. That means all the way deep down in your feeling self, in your will. The will of God is not in your head or your chest. It's deep down within you, in a place we're usually afraid to go to. So let's do this several times. Could you allow yourself to feel happy? Don't forget to say yes. Otherwise your mind is gonna try to make choices, and that we don't want to do. We're just going for pure yes. And just notice how your feelings respond immediately by feeling of happiness. This is not conditional happiness. I'm happy because This is happiness that is in you always, except we're too busy doing other things instead of allowing this happiness to bubble up and become our daily bread. So here we go. Could you allow yourself to feel this happy feeling even more? What do you say? Yes. That's right. You say yes. And just notice how something begins to lit up in you. And then, could you allow yourself even more of this feeling of happiness? Yes. And a bit more? Yes. How about even more? By now you might be feeling like an expansion of your being, as if something is almost coming out of what appears to be your body. Just simply allow that feeling to be given. Because if you don't give it, you'll choke on it. So just simply continue giving it, and then give it more, and then allow this feeling even more. Yes. Say yes. Yes. And even more. Yes. Say yes. Yes. And now continue the same thing on your own. Could I allow myself to feel even more happiness? Yes. And the answer is clearly obvious. Yes. Keep repeating it and keep answering it by yourself. And now that you feel happiness within yourself, begin to give it simply by saying, to everyone I offer this level of happiness. That can receive me now, I offer this happiness. And just get this intention or intent to give it. You might not even know how, but it's the intent that makes all the difference. And now simply, till the end of music, continue giving this. And as you give it, you have more. And as you give that, you have more. And as you give that, you'll have more. Because giving and receiving are one in truth.